sadness and happiness. We will find out our sons and daughters are what we too were once about.
What do you reckon you're doing?
Well, I decided it was ridiculous not being at my own children's 21st.
Does John know about it?
Thought I'd surprise him.
Look, I told you yesterday, Pat. I don't want you around my family.
Oh, what about what I want, David? They're my children. This is a big day in their lives, and I would like to be there.
Tough. You're not getting in, Pat. So just leave.
I am probably the one person who has a perfect right to be there. I am their mother.
And I'm their father.
That's what you think. I was pregnant when I met you. They're not your children. Oh, that'd make a nice little birthday present, wouldn't it?
You put your face through that door, and I'll flatten you.
What sort of setup was it?
Oh, a couple of blokes with cameras, a lot of lighting gear, and being outside the cultural centre.
Are you okay, love? You look a bit pale.
Yeah, nothing can be away, Fix.
I'll get it.
Sit there, young man. Kevin? Excuse me, everyone. While we've still got him sober, I think we should get him to propose the toast.
Oh, yeah. Give a bloke a go, eh?
Come on, we've been waiting for you so we can cut the cake. Come on, you two. Up.
I hate this sort of thing.
No, yes, she loves it.
Go on, David.
Just say. Take a swig of that. Make it easier.
I'm glad I left the wedding speech to you, Gordon. There's not much I can say, really, except that they're a couple of beaut kids, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud to be their dad. That's about it. I never could make a speech.
Yeah, well, right. Well, come on, cut the cake. Come on, Angela, come on, John. In the middle. Oh, yeah! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hip.
Hooray! 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 Oh, they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows.
Oh, lots of leftovers.
He'd be enough to put anyone off their food.
Any more to go out?
Here.
I don't know what got into you after the speeches. Talk about a wet blanket. No wonder everyone left early.
Pity Lynn didn't make it back soon enough.
Oh, serves her right. Gallivanting around when she's got a baby to look after.
Give it a rest, will you?
See?
I'll get him back to
No.
sleep.
Okay.
Well, that looks like the worst of it. Well, why don't you turn in?
Yeah, I'm a bit tired. Well, I'll see you in the morning.
Night.
Oi! Force a habit.
I don't like wasting electricity.
I bet he's got the first pound he ever earned.
Wouldn't be surprised. He's as mean as they come. Thinks he knows everything, too.
Well, he was right about one thing. You not being a very good host.
Oh, you're not going to start on me, too, are you?
No, but not if you tell me what's wrong.
Just not too good at parties.
Well, everybody seemed to enjoy themselves anyway. At least Patricia didn't turn up. I think she's finally getting the message.
Hey,
Get dressed.
There you go, Dominic. You can scare your mum next time. Oh, there we are. Oh.
Oh, hi. I thought I'd take you up on your invitation.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Come in. Don't look at the mess. I'm not very organised yet. Look who's here, Dominic.
Hello, darling. Rob.
G'day.
I bought her a little
Oh,
toy.
you shouldn't have. She's got more toys than she knows what to do with.
Ah, kid can never have too many, I reckon.
The spoils are rotten.
Now, you be a good girl for Mum while Daddy goes out, OK? Sorry I have to rush off. I'm going for my truckie licence. Got about 5 minutes to meet Dave at the depot.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, he'll walk it in.
See ya.
Bye. Have a seat. I'll make you a cup of tea in a minute.
Oh, no, not for me, thanks. Well, how are you coping?
Ask me in a few weeks' time. Oh, no, it'll be fine. It's good to see Rob so happy.
And you?
Oh, I'll be okay.
Are you having any trouble with her, settling in?
No, none at all. You didn't wake up once last night, did you? She's taken to Rob like you wouldn't believe.
Oh. Well, that's wonderful.
Good thing for us people weren't hungry last night.
Oh, we'll be doing well if we can get through it all.
Well, the ants can eat what we don't have.
I remember a picnic I went on once down the Gippsland Lakes. Ants as big as a 2-bob bit. And the flies, the minute you took your food out, they were all over it. Another time we went on a camping holiday during the school holiday.
And you were flooded out. It's quite a story. Look, tell them when they get back.
Oh.
Off you go.
Now, don't go breaking the speed limit just because you can do 100 miles an hour.
It's kilometres now, Grandad.
A lot of rubbish, that metric business. Costs the company thousands. What have we got for our money?
Yeah, I agree.
Have a good time.
We will. Bye.
Bye.
We should have gone with them. Nothing like a bit of fresh air. She's a nice lass, Jill. Pity Kevin didn't do as well.
Oh,
Any girl would leave a little kiddie just to parade round in a few clothes.
it's easy for us to say what's right and wrong. We didn't have the battle they're having. You had a good job when you got married, and so did David.
You're supporting them, aren't you?
Oh, we are now. But they're out on their own last year, living at Susan's.
She didn't mention anything about this in her letters.
Because she probably knew you'd kick up a song and dance about it. Now, it hasn't been easy for them. Lynn didn't want Kevin to leave school before he got his HSC.
He'd finish up in a dead-end job if he did.
So she supported both of them until just before the baby was born. Now, she's had to go without a lot of things, and I don't blame her for jumping at the chance to make good money.
Well, she could have picked a decent job. If I was Kevin, I wouldn't be letting her parade round next to nothing.
Oh, for goodness sake, Dad, it was for a fashion spread, not a girly magazine.
I still say it'll be better when he's working and she stays at home where she belongs. Oh, I'd like the paper when you've finished with it. Oh, and any chance of another copper barrel? Yes, Lynn didn't have much breakfast. She's going to need all her strength if she's going to be working as well as looking after a family.
Would you like a bit of cake to go with your tea?
Oh, I don't mind if I do. She's certainly a pretty lass. It's the sort of thing they look for in these models, isn't it?
That's right. As a matter of fact, Lynn worked in a cake shop till just before the baby was born. She's quite a little trooper.
Well, at least she knows what hard work is.
You're keen?
Yeah, I'm trying to work off some of the food I ate last night. Sorry I didn't talk to you when you came in. I was too tired.
You were asleep.
Half asleep. What's it like?
Oh, pretty boring. They took ages to do my makeup. When I finally saw it, I nearly died. It was so overdone. Then I just had to pretend to flirt with Brett while they took the shots.
Who's Brett?
Oh, the other model. You don't have to worry about him. He looked fantastic, but nothing up here.
You like the brainy types, do you?
I married you, didn't I?
Well, you want to go?
Oh, I can't afford to break a nail. Well, I have to keep my hands looking good. I don't have the money to spend on false nails yet.
So you reckon you're going to be doing some more then?
I mightn't like it, but the money's too good to pass up.
What if they don't offer you any more?
The photographer was really pleased. Mrs. Collins says there should be more stuff coming up for me.
Oh.
You don't mind, do you?
Nah, what should I?
Oh, and he was so sad because the giant had taken the goose that laid the golden eggs.
Angie!
You got it?
No worries.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without Dave's help.
Oh, you're terrific, aren't you? And when do you start?
Monday morning. Teed everything up with Ron Jackson today, so how about a beer to celebrate?
Oh, come right up.
This is for Dominic.
Oh, look what Danny brought you.
Give us a hand.
Yep, yeah, come on. You can give us a hand too. Ups a daisy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I wangled myself a lunch invitation.
Good.
Well, you must be very happy with the way last night went off.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, sit down, for goodness sakes. You're making me nervous. The kids seem very pleased with it all.
Made a bit of a goog of myself with the speech.
Oh, who needs pretty speeches when they've got a dad like you? Oh, made me all sentimental and sloppy looking at the three of you. I could just see them. Two squealing little babies. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it just started me thinking too, how I felt when Pat was having them.
Oh, the look on your face when I told you you had twins.
Well, you couldn't blame me for being worried, being a premature birth.
Oh, was it?
Well, Pat and I were only together for 8 months.
You didn't say anything at the time.
Well, I was too worried to even think about it.
Oh, thank God you didn't. I was scared enough as it was. Well, just as well there weren't any complications.
You never twigged they were premature. I mean, when Davy was born, the nurse told me you can usually tell by how they look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your hair, your fingernails, things like that.
Oh, no. You two were fine. Ah, they couldn't have been more perfect.
Glad you made the move to Melbourne?
Yeah, the job's good. Nice to be near the family again.
I'll bet. You haven't heard from Di, have you?
No.
Do you miss her?
She was right. It wouldn't have worked. I only got mixed up with her because you turned me down.
We were pretty dumb, weren't we?
What say we give it another go?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
Well, I reckon I've got it made working with Jono. That might be sweet with the boss, eh, Dave? There's another drink.
Oh, thanks very much, Rod.
Hey, I'll get it.
How's the ice cream going?
All finished.
And she's not having any more before lunch.
Oh, your mum's a spoil sport, isn't she?
Yeah. You're doing a good job there.
Yeah.
Did you just hear Ron then?
No.
Well, he keeps calling me Mum in front of Dominic.
Huh?
Oh, I think I'll say something. I mean, Kerry's a mother. It's not right to confuse the kid. I'd prefer it if she called me Angela.
Yeah, right. Listen, I better go. Beryl's expecting me for lunch.
Well, what about your beer?
You have it. Have a good trip back.
He's in a funny mood.
Certainly is.
We must be crazy. Wait till you're living in Melbourne and I'm living in Sydney to decide we want to be together.
Yeah, looks like I'll be blowing all my money on airfares.
No way. One of us has to move. I'm the obvious one.
You sure?
Yeah. I've only got Fiona. You've got your job, your family.
She'll miss you.
Yeah, but she'll understand.
It's bad timing with Dominic and that.
I suppose so. I might leave it for a while. Wait till I've got everything sorted out before I tell her.
How much notice will you have to give at work?
It depends what the staff situation is. Well, I know one girl wants to work there full-time, so I might be lucky.
As soon as you know, I'll look around for a flat for you.
Oh, that'd be great. And nothing too expensive, in case I don't get a job first off.
I don't think you'll have much to worry about.
Oh, I don't want to go back.
You and me both.
Have you made up your mind what sort of job you want to apply for when you get your HSC?
Cadet journalist.
Lined up any interviews yet?
No, I'm working on it.
Why don't you go inside and relax, Dad, and I'll bring your tea in when it's ready.
I'll get into my gardening clothes first. Well, when Davey's on solids, you won't want to be feeding him that canned mush. The kiddie needs fresh veggies. I'll get a garden going for you.
He's all talk. I just hope he doesn't find out where I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, I can hear him now. What sort of a kid cheats in his exams?
Shush, love.
He wouldn't want to say anything in front of me.
He won't be saying anything because I'll have him out with me buying things for the garden. And as far as he's concerned, there hasn't been any cheating and there isn't any exam tribunal.
Thanks, Mum.
You worked out what you're going to say?
The truth. No, I've had so much on my plate, I was afraid I'd fail if I didn't cheat. And with Lynn and Dave to look after, I couldn't risk it.
Well, your past record should help. You've always done well before.
Too bad you're not coming. You probably do a better job of convincing them than me.
And one of us should be there. You know, to back him up. How'd you like me to front up with you?
Would you?
I said so, didn't I?
Oh, that'd be terrific. He'd be able to tell them how many problems you've had.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring in all the
That's the
personal-
big part of it. A lot of it was my fault. Least I can do is help you out now. Okay by you?
Thanks, Dad.
I wouldn't be much of a father if I couldn't be bothered helping out my own son.
So much for the garden.
Ah, what's the point? You'll be going home tomorrow.
I've asked him to stay on for a few days. He's been hinting all morning. Why not, David? It hasn't been too bad.
Give him a few more days, he probably will be.
I can't take it back now.
Well, don't whinge to me when he's getting on your nerves.
Oh, it's time I get out of the garden.
Been having a bit of a nap, Dad.
I was asleep. I was just resting my eyes.
You'll find all the tools in the shed.
Right.
You should take a leaf out of his book. The garden could do with some weeding. Looking good.
The soil's not much chop. Needs fertilizer.
Oh, we'll get a few bits and pieces from the nursery tomorrow.
We're taking Davey down to the park.
Is he well wrapped up?
He's fine. Can we get you anything while we're out?
Oh, I'm right.
See you, Dad. Bye.
She's not a bad sort of a kid once you get to know her. Of course, I was right about her and Kevin. I knew they'd end up having to get married. We should never get him to admit I was right and he was wrong. He can't stand losing an argument.
Why drag up ancient history, Dad?
Well, I suppose so. All things considered, everything's turned out for the best. Now, back to work.
No. I think you've done enough for today. Come on in, I'll make you a cuppa.
As soon as I put the tools away.
Kevin can do that when he gets back. I'm making some afternoon tea, love. Another piece of birthday cake?
Oh, I think I'll have a sandwich. You work up an appetite out in the fresh air.
Want some cold lamb?
Suits me. I'll give you a hand. And I'm going to miss your cooking when I go back.
I hope you eat properly when you're at home.
Well, it's a bit of a bother just cooking for yourself.
It's no trouble to grill a piece of steak and boil a few veggies.
I usually just grab a counter lunch at the local. Alice did all the cooking, and when she passed on, I can't tell you how pleased she was that she talked David into patching things up between us. It was the best day's work he ever did when he married you.
You give me a swollen head.
Credit where it's due. I'm only sorry he didn't meet you first. I didn't want things to turn out the way they did. I was as stubborn as he was then.
Dad? If you do any more gardening, for God's sake, put away the tools when you're finished.
Well, there's no need to go off the deep end.
I said Kevin would put him away.
Kevin doesn't have to pick up after him.
Oh, don't take any notice, Dad. David, what's wrong with you? You've been like a bear with the sore head since last night. Talk about picky.
Me, picky? What about him with Lynn?
I was only making a point. Probably be a little bit less bothered with them if you stood up to them a bit more.
Well, there's no way I'm going to be like you with my kids.
Well, there's no harm in letting them know where they stand.
All right. Like you did with me.
You were too easily led. That's your problem. You look at Patricia. I knew the first time I clapped eyes on her, she was a bad lot. But you wouldn't be told. You let yourself into 21 years of bother because of it. I could have told you.
If you'd have been any sort of father, I might have listened.
That's right. Blame it all on me.
That's enough, the two of you.
You were the one who got Patricia pregnant. You were the one who ran away from home. Because you weren't man enough to face me. Don't blame me.
Oh, shut up, would you?
You were a complete no-hoper in those days. No wonder she dumped you when she found a better prospect. God knows why she bothered with you in the first place.
I said shut up.
David!
Love is very strange.
And that was how season 2 kicked off. I guess we're now on to the 1983 episodes. You can tell time was moving on. TV games were out and Swing Ball was in. Di Miller and Hal Mason almost forgotten, and a new era for Angela and John. But some things remain the same. This from James, Claire and Ian. There was an old chook called Fiona, whose teeth had a previous owner. They didn't quite fit and protruded a bit. Was Esther Ranson the donor? And Penny Ahmed from Bradford has this to add. Patricia and David, hooray! I knew that he'd dump her one day. She's scheming and mean, if soap bitch is the queen, but at least she won't get her own way. And from Kate Sayer, there was a smug housewife called Beryl, whose method of dealing with peril was to rush off and bake a gacky hot cake. No wonder her husband went feral. Feral, cool word, Kate. Had to look it up. More from Lindsay tomorrow, and the 5 text page has been updated. Page 444. Hooray!